Good morning, students. So we studied about the different kingdoms. I just, in my previous video, I gave you the nutshell of different kingdoms on the basis of certain characteristics in my previous video. Today we are going to take one by one every kingdom in detail. So I am starting with the kingdom Monera. Now kingdom Monera, this is the features shown by kingdom Monera are written over here. So first very characteristics which is shown under kingdom Monera, almost all the bacteria are included in kingdom Monera, right? So the first is that kingdom Monera is going to include the bacteria. We can say bacteria are the sole members of kingdom Monera, right? Second is the bacteria are the sole members, and you know the ratio of, we can say the number of bacteria we are having, they are the most abundant, right? अगर आप एक मुट्ठी लोगे soil की, so you can get millions of bacteria in that handful soil, right? So the bacteria, what they occur in abundant in nature. Next is that these bacteria, when we will see further categorization under the kingdom Monera, so these bacteria, they can survive in adverse condition, extreme habitat they may survive. So we can write here that they can survive under extreme habitats, right? Next is they are parasitic in nature. They may live on another organism or they may live inside another organism. So they are parasitic in nature. Next is the bacteria, they are very simple in their structure, right? Because these are the simplest type of organism, but when it comes to their behavior, they are very complex in their behavior. Now the last is that some of the bacteria are going to be autotrophic in the mode of nutrition, and majority of the bacteria, they are going to have a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic means they will prepare their food by themselves, and heterotrophic means they are going to depend upon others, or they may get their nutrition from some other like inorganic material, right? So these are the characteristics, features which are common in the kingdom Monera. Now again, this bacteria, it can be categorized into different types. So the first type is the Archaebacteria. So the first type is the Archaebacteria, and these are also known as the primitive bacteria, right? So these are also known as primitive bacteria. So these are also known as ancient or primitive bacteria. So the first very common feature which comes under Archaebacteria is these are the kind of bacteria, they are having a cell wall which provides them the capacity, or this provide a unique feature to them. They can withstand the extreme conditions, extreme environmental conditions, right? So the cell wall is having a unique feature which makes them capable to withstand or to bear or to survive under extreme conditions, or we can say extreme harsh conditions, right? Now on this basis, the types of bacteria, in what kind of harsh conditions we are talking, they may survive under a high salty environment, right? Or they may survive under highly acidic environment, right? Or in marshy areas also. So they may survive in these extreme conditions. So the bacteria which may survive in such a high salt conditions, they are called as they are called as halophiles. These are called as halophiles, right? And which may survive highly acidic conditions. These are called as thermoacidophiles, right? And marshy areas, the bacteria which may survive in marshy areas, those are called as methanogens, right? So these are the names of three different types of environmental or the extreme habitats in which the bacteria may live. So highly salty condition, halophiles; highly acidic condition or high temperature also we can say, highly acidic or we can say plus high temperature, right? Thermo means temperature, acido means acid, phile means loving. So highly acidic and high temperature, the bacteria which may bear such kind of environment, they are called as thermoacidophiles, and which may survive in marshy areas also. These are called as methanogens. Again, as I told you that they are parasitic, means they can be found, they can live on an organism or they may live inside the body of an organism. So these methanogen, one property is present in where these bacteria are present. Methanogens are present in the stomach of ruminants. Ruminants are like cow, okay, buffalo, etc., right? Ruminants animals, and they are having the methanogens, bacteria methanogen in their stomach. And what is going to happen is that this methanogen, they release what? Methane. So methanogens, they release methane. That is why the cow dung or the dung, we can say, the dung is used for the production of a biogas. And you know that methane is the composition of a biogases. It is having a methane gas. So these bacteria are responsible for the formation of a methane gas in the dung, and this dung can be used as a fuel as a biogas, right? So these were the three extreme conditions under which the bacteria, Archaebacteria, may survive. Now this was the first type of the first type of bacteria. Now the second type of bacteria is the eubacteria. So the second type is eubacteria. So eubacteria, these are also called as modern. This is the primitive bacteria. So these are also called as modern or advanced bacteria, right? Or also called as true bacteria, right? Like the Archaebacteria, the eubacteria are not able to withstand such kind of harsh environmental conditions, right? So they are different from the Archaebacteria in these very specific points. Now under eubacteria, they may be motile. Motile means they can have a flagella. That is the presence of flagella. And the mode of nutrition may be photosynthetic mode of nutrition, right? And also it may be third, heterotrophic, or we can say phototrophic. Instead of photosynthetic, go for the term phototrophic. So they may show both phototropic mode of nutrition or the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The example we are going to cover under eubacteria is cyanobacteria. cyanobacteria. The common name of cyanobacteria is blue-green algae. Right? So what we have discussed till now, EU bacteria, that they can't survive under extreme conditions like the archaea bacteria were able to. Then they are motile, they are having flagella, they are having two modes of nutrition, the phototropic mode of nutrition and heterotropic mode of nutrition. An example is the cyanobacteria. Cyanobacteria, it undergoes the phototropic mode of nutrition and it is having the presence of chlorophyll A. The pigment chlorophyll A is present, which helps in the photosynthesis, the process of photosynthesis. The sunlight is consumed and the food is produced. So these two kind of mode of nutrition is shown by the eubacteria. Now, the photosynthetic mode of nutrition is again, it can be of two types. One is the phototropic mode of nutrition can be photosynthetic autotrophs, right? And another one is chemosynthetic autotrophs. Right? So the phototropic mode of nutrition is divided into two types, photosynthetic autotrophs and chemosynthetic autotrophs. Now photosynthetic autotroph means like the cyanobacteria, like the blue-green algae, where chlorophyll A, I'm telling you the name of a pigment. So you can say that in the presence of pigment chlorophyll A, these type of bacteria, they will synthesize their food by themselves, right? And chemosynthetic, again, they will prepare their food themselves, because both the kind of bacteria are autotrophs, and autotrophs are those जो अपना खाना खुद बनाते हैं. लेकिन किस तरह के autotroph हैं? अगर photosynthetic है तो वो अपना खाना light से बना रहे हैं. Photo means light and the pigment is chlorophyll A. अगर chemosynthetic है, then certain chemical reactions is going on and again the food is made by themselves. Now here the inorganic substances, the plant is going to do by itself only, but the light is not used, but the inorganic substances like the nitrates, nitrites or the ammonia, right? These are used, right? And they are converted into simpler forms and the ATP is released in the form of energy. And this ATP is used by these bacteria, right? So what is happening in chemosynthetic? That inorganic substances, they are utilized by the bacteria, they are converted into simpler form and the energy is used by these bacteria. But in photosynthetic, the pigment plus the light, the presence of light and chlorophyll, these are the two things, and the food is produced. In both the cases, the bacteria are preparing their food by themselves. Now, the heterotropic mode of nutrition. So, heterotropic mode of nutrition, in this, the bacteria is going to derive its food from dead, decaying matter, right? So in this kind of mode of nutrition, the bacteria, they depend upon some other things, right? Something else from which they will get their food. So dead decaying matter is used requirement of their mode of nutrition. Now, one more example under this phototropic mode of nutrition is we are having a example of one alga, that is nostoc and Anabaena. As I told you that they may synthesize, they may use the inorganic substances, and those are converted into simpler forms. It means such kind of bacteria, they can use the nitrogen which is fixed. They can, in nitrate the nitrogen is present, nitrites में nitrogen है, ammonia में nitrogen है. So these type of bacteria, they can fix the nitrogen, right? So what the structure of nostoc is in your syllabus. So nostoc is what? It is a thin, the cells, they occur in a filament form or in a colony, right? A filament. So these two bacteria, they are capable to fix the nitrogen, and the structure what I am drawing over here is of the nostoc. So they may occur in a colony form, or they are the filamentous structures. Now these cells, they are arranged like this, and these cells, they are having a certain specialized cell, and these are called as, suppose these are the cell and these are the specialized cell, and these are called as the heterocyst, right? And these heterocysts, these are the specialized cells which are present in between these cells, and these cells are responsible for the fixing of the free nitrogen, right? Again, these are again covered by a gelatinous sheath, right? So it is providing, the sheath is providing a kind of, we can say, the protection, right? So they are surrounded by a gelatinous sheath, the nostoc algae. Now this heterocyst, these, what are these? These are the specialized kind of cell. Among these cells, some of the cells, what they switch on to perform a specific function, and the function is they are going to fix the atmospheric nitrogen. So such kind of bacteria, what they are, when they are used as they are used as a biofertilizers, which can help in the consumption of, or we can say that in the changing of these inorganic substances which are present in the form of a complex things and converting into simpler forms, which can be more like usable, right? So this is the structure of a nostoc. Again, it is a filamentous, or these cells may also, they may occur in a colony also. Again, another thing is that the smallest type of bacteria known is Mycoplasma, right? Mycoplasma is the smallest known bacteria, living bacteria, right? And the second point about Mycoplasma is that it may live in the absence of oxygen also, right? Now, apart from this, so the bacteria, they may be useful to us or they may be harmful to us. When we come toward the positive side of bacteria, so they are very helpful in, right? They are helpful in agriculture, right? They are helpful in crop production, increase in the crop production, okay? Or they are helpful in providing certain antibodies, right? Or we can say there are certain kind of bacteria which help in the formation of like curd. So edible things, right? So these are the uses of the bacteria. But when there are uses, there are also some disadvantages also, and it is that first, it may cause a disease. Certain kind of bacteria are present and they may cause disease in plants, right, in animals and also in humans. So we can say that bacteria, they are useful also, and certain kind of like the typhoid, cholera, citrus canker. Citrus canker is a disease of a plant, and so these are the different diseases which can be caused by the bacteria also. So this was regarding the eubacteria. So what we have discussed till now, we started with the different characteristics of the Monera, and in characteristics we discussed the certain the mode of nutrition, then they are parasitic and all the characteristics. Then we came to the two types of bacteria. One is the archaea and another one was the eubacteria. Then archaebacteria again divided into photosynthetic, autotrophic, or the archaebacteria is the primitive bacteria, and I explained that they may be halophilic, thermoacidophiles, or they may be methanogens, right? Then I came over to the eubacteria, and eubacteria can be photosynthetic or chemosynthetic. Photosynthetic autotrophs, when they are using light in the presence of pigment chlorophyll A, they are preparing their food. और chemosynthetic autotrophs, जहाँ पे inorganic substances जैसे कि नाइट्रेट्स, नाइट्राइट्स और अमोनिया ये है और ये कन्वर्ट हो रहे हैं. दीज आर द कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंग्स विच कैनॉट बी टेकन एज सच. सो इसको ब्रेक करके such kind of bacteria, they change these complex things into simpler ones, and these जब ये convert हो रहा है, the large amount of ATP is released and which is used as a source of energy. Then I came to the certain example like Nostoc and Anabaena. So these are the bacteria which help in the fixation of a nitrogen. As well, I told you that bacteria, they are having both the uses and the advantages and the disadvantages. Now we are going to start with our next kingdom, and in my next video, that is kingdom Protista. Thank you, class.